Jaja accept my meditation, fireborn temptation. Yeah, yeah. I shall no pain. Me papa me born say, I do mure me how ni say. Chairman unso bia so, I shall no pain. Me papa me born say, I do mure me how ni say. Chairman unso bia so. Get to press.
What's up? Coming out and you get to where the gun shot always a echo. You don't know? You the road boy crack. Oh, hey. Put your hand on me.
All I can see. Sometimes I try to make them true. All I can see. Sometimes I try to make them true.
I never thought it would be until I saw him at track. Oh, the source of his feet on the heat to his feet. It's all we want, it's all we want. Oh Lord, I got peaceful, but my soul is my soul. Lady, I'm going to sit down. I got peaceful, and I help with you. It's good to help and break like you. I was wanting your good to get good to the devil. I have to get it, boy, that and seven. Cry no more, cry no more, mother, cry no more. Yeah.
Dreams, all I can see is sometimes to make them true. I can do it, I think big dreams, all I can see sometimes I cry to make them true. I've been walking all day, trying to fight so red and water. Oh Lord, help I put down this woman's put us in one time, I said I better play it. But I want to take it. Oh yeah. Every night I oh my sister cried to me. You woke up just sometimes I try to make them true. All I can see, sometimes
what's up?
To make them true.
Well, I've been on fire. Keep up to chat to set out the way. Oh, the stars will be the guide. Oh, the sun will be my road. As long as there is life, I know Jaja will let me down. All I can see I've been walking all night and day, trying to find some bread and butter. Yes, I put ya, the woman see, slow one that nice and better. You woke up, we want to take it, but I can never kill every night and day. Me oh yeah. What's up?
Most certainly welcome to the best entertainment show. But I can't believe it is still January. We'll see. It is still January, 29th of January, the year of our Lord 2025. It's not so January. Stress anyway. When was the last time you received the alert? I'm talking about salary alerts. I check a crowd. And Eba and also the quiet. Who the quiet then? My good friend Saka Brown will talk about Aponchi 3. Say Bimo. Anyway. Welcome one more time to my show, to your show, to our show, the best entertainment show on OK101.7 FM, starting with DJ Toxic on some good reggae vibes. You know, it started with Poom President himself, Raskuku. Then he went straight to Wuta, and they're still on Wuta now.
Baby, if I was on the Russian man by the countryside, would you still love me, baby? Yeah.
So tell me.
So we have David Pablo and the Virgin Adele and Toxic himself handling the production today. Abigail is around, but and yeah, Yentina Waha, over every year is here.
Do just love me like you're beloved. Yeah. Easily forgotten when bad time is over. Yeah. Be my loving that.
Okay, let me quickly take this 2-3 announcements. Then I introduce my only studio guest today. Then we are good to go. The first one is from Whitestone Eye Clinic. You see, nano me can send me ha obia feel media grow. Be no kre. Obia feel media grow. Be no kre. Papa na neninye no Nancy, dress and a year, my best round fee. Wow, and na on him send a year, my miaba. Inti ono the free a juma by an year soon nify. Inti ono the or down a year, my mention, and the ABCC. Because none a ning yet. Na years was any mammy. When I said that, everybody thought so, how Lydia would you say, ya, Nansu, sem papa. So for people like that, I'm winning, and to say, Missy. Me recommend it make for Whitestone Eye Clinic amao say omuye the omofre no comprehensive eye examination just when you know and yes on be to asha no mu bie mu ese be ehye ya omo fidie ahodra on the be hwe enim ni ye comprehensively every side, every angle, every corner, na infection, injury, and na any form of wronger weneno na omo I recommend the solution amount. Now so comprehensive way it is just for 590 cedis. Sometimes you go and say, oh, check the pupil, check the iris, check this, check that. But wait there, omu checki bribia comprehensive, just for 590 cedis. Bribiano, it includes but not limited to consultation, ocular examination, refraction, tonometry, visual field tests, optical coherence tomography, color vision testing, etc. etc. It is a long list. Apart from that, some we need the glasses and so on to me our brand new stylish durable frame. It was single vision on the lens, as I was UV protection and blue light blocking properties. Then you na omwati so about 690 to the spec. Into framo. So see it was 0242 251 983 0242 251 983. This one is from Best Mobile Banking. Now this is it. Best Mobile Banking from Best Point Savings and Loans allows you to easily undertake your banking transactions on your phone with ease. Dress look at our phone Best Point for the application facility biaba obetumi all sorts of banking transactions on your phone. What do? All you must do is to dial *277# *277#. From there, it prompts you, it directs you on what exactly you should do. You can transfer money from your MTN Momo to Telecel Cash or Airtel Tigo, that is AT money directly into your Best Points account. You can buy airtime, you can bundle your airtime data for use on your phone or other devices. You can pay your bills like DSTV, GoTV, StarTimes, your post office bill, as in anyway, ECG, every other bill. You can also pay for your shopping through Best Mobile Banking. There's a uti na just by dialing *277# over to me I shopping untuya will bills nina. In fact, you can even pay the Uber driver to bring your special guest to you. I will be because that is how they do it. In Bema Omoabano, omo the phones are too omombano tracker to umbano phones no so. And say usi obana ombuki ubanumbra. DJ Bosco, why are you so serious on this part of the announcement? You see, sorry, Toxic, why are you so scared about this? I am Paul. Track our phones no so. They can track your GPS. So what we do these days is what they do these days is they tell the ladies to leave the phone in the house. Na bema no media me bookie amao. Nti me bookie online cab no easy Uber, Yango, Bolt or anything. Na ba be fa into phone no the fee. Na yeah the Best Points mobile app yet ya. Wo konso amema bookie na. And so the immigration all of you know, you can't really monitor your GPS to know where exactly you are going. All those things you can pay using this Best Points mobile app. Just dial *277#. Now, so be careful. Please note that you cannot receive money from abroad through Best Mobile banking app. No, beware of fraudsters. If you want further clarification, you are trying to sign on, you are not getting it, you want to be part of it, since it's a mini Best Point account, what do I do? Omudi toll free number be about say opese unfresh number where un credit grab to me after untu actually free 0800 50 50 50 0800 sorry 0800 50 50 50 draw 0 draw 800 should I say 800 any 50 means 0800 50 50 50 go from more Best Point for better what this beautiful innovation is all about. Best mobile banking, no phone interesting one. And last but not the least, I've always told you to dress just the way you want to be addressed. Media debia meka say mo meka say toli. It is true that it's happened in this country. Say minister bidding a driver call baby. Inti omo do honom no, and of course omo park a car no, and a driver no far minister no bag no say or the rim meeting conference hall no. So the driver entered the conference hall with his boss's bag and files and everything. Or the call to send the boss the next minister moi. Or do get down almost stop here no. I'm gonna say now. Say honorable I rim that. I say no, that's my driver. Say on to me your driver. Who na who said driver and I may God. Then tia driver no say na was sporty no. Was sporty actually boss. So he was addressed the way he addressed. Your dressing talks a lot about you. First appearance counts. Please dress well. Many people say that but dressing well is expensive. I don't know where to get a quality stuff. That is why we have Perfect Man Kaftan for you. Nobody beats their prices. They have quality stuff made from quality fabric and the best designs, the best cuts you can get in this country at the most affordable price. They have tailor-made kaftans, which is a style now will be unshabby. Then they to say, also believe who pass when we get a pie. Nah, you know, with Mutim Benz and say, Wakwatata, they be a share, but not trot mates be, or said the same at Tadiano. And yes, I trot from mates in any pool. But when I must be, you will be that there are classes. If you don't want these things to be happening to you, when we hear corner papa fear for the first time, we be do hono. Son, I also was put with your shirt. I will call was torn. Well, say that gardener also said the same shirt. Avoid distance. Go for custom made things just to suit you alone from Perfect Man kaftans. So that is it. They have several shops around this country. For instance, you can visit them at St. Philip's Enterprise, and their branches are so there's one at the Ayalolo station near the Kingsway, Cocoa Board Road, Hornomino. You just turn left towards Accra Poly. There is one at Okanshi, opposite Ghana Commercial Bank. At to do former IRS building near the Fair Service Kwame Nkrumah Circle, and so or more Bakwa Eben Odona Trotro station. Or just call them on 0244 14 72 12 0244 14 72 12 and now 0244 440641. St. Philip's Enterprise, home of quality clothing, where they do the beautiful Perfect Man kaftans.
You are welcome to Best Entertainment Show with your host Halifax Ansah Addo on OK 101.7 FM.
In case you just tuning in, me Halifax Ansah Addo ne papa Paul Nyame pa chiame for the Best Entertainment Show on OK 101.7 FM.
When I was married, my wife would tell you, I didn't have anything. Didn't have a bed, didn't have chair, didn't have cutlery, didn't have plate. You tell him. We married. The first furniture for our room was benches, discarded benches from the church. Those days we didn't used to sit on nice chairs, benches, and I improved them by painting them white. I have always been a man of improvement, of excellence. I say it's a bench, but let's apply excellence here, paint it white. And that's what we had in our sitting room, if you call that a sitting room. Benches.
Okay, FM.
But we were together. We prayed together. We believed together. Then we moved from benches. Okay. If you are waiting to be rich before you marry, your head is not working. You don't want to marry, but you are sleeping together. What is reserved for marriage? You want it, but you don't want the process. Your head is hurting you. It's paining you. Be bold. Marry. Set the date. If you are afraid of veil, don't veil. If you are afraid of gown, don't gown. If you are afraid of wedding cake, don't cake. Just come to the church office. This is the woman I want, this is the man I want. Do you, I do. Go. That's how it's done. Then from there you start together in agreement, praying together, thinking together, planning together, acting together. And you would see that the battles you are fighting now become easier.
Okay, FM.
One gets down, the other pulls him back. The one is down, the other pulls him back. And step by step, step by step, step by step, step by step. That's how your parents got to where they are. For all the young men and women.
That was the voice of the man himself, Pastor Mensa Otabil. A very humble man. He still calls himself pastor. At a point, his contemporaries have a lot of titles. Let me tie this to another story that I'm just reading about Kobna on Graphic Online. Apparently, Kobna ni Hitler from Bonkomobi. And Kobna is saying that he is still single because it is difficult to find love. It's difficult to find love, so I'm still single. Renowned Ghanaian musician Kobna has opened up about his current relationship status, stating clearly that he is single but not actively searching for a partner. In a recent interview with Hits FM in Accra here, the multi-award winning artist known for his soulful voice, and this goes on and on and on and on and on and on, shed light on his personal life, dispelling any speculation about his relationship status. Despite the trials of his previous relationships and 2 failed marriages, Kobna remains optimistic that he will one day find true love. Quote, "It is difficult to find love. Yes, I have been in love before, but had my heart broken." Hey, how can you break Kobna's heart? And it's good. Kobna emphasized the significance of finding the right partner, highlighting that, quote, "Finding a wife is not an easy task." Brofo bebre be amakai ni krakra na say ya nyum to ni the lover boy himself. Me sure say 14th February be obewo show pay. I think he started all this Valentine and no Valentine show. Obeba hands be. Also see idea on date, on chimpana, on worry so. Na nyes o hwehwe partner so. Wa worry twice. Wa falling in love da. Then so omo breaking the hearts. And that's finding a wife in today's Ghana is a very, very, very difficult thing. Really? So if a senior musician like Kobna, love doctor, celebrity Mubrimpong, see finding a wife is difficult to fall in love. So he's single. Now yeah, can swear. Then how come David Alato married? And for the records, Alato of David of Alato's Pawawari, and see, he's off the radar now. If you see me, where's a wedding ring? Any woman who comes near my brother, I'm sorry, leave him to enjoy his marriage. In fact, the wife is a CID officer. Obetrake wa ebribi awumpe. Nti mamon dia gronko David Alato Teshi mamon koni wawari. Anyway, back to Kobnako. What I'm gonna say, it's very difficult to find love. So when I heard that, then I remembered what Pastor Ansah Addo said about marriage. Sena ono wariya oneshi. Na Dr. Otabo Mpacho, that be na wariye. And then maybe. Ana I be menstruate. Because Dr. Otabo said I will kid DSL. Woni cake a men tra cake. Woni gown a men she gown. Woni nkonia kra wari. Toxic. I would obian himself with a wound pepper you. But Dr. Ansah Addo and Inibium, Mivia na Yentuankum bonus.
When I was married, my wife would tell you, I didn't have anything. Didn't have a bed, didn't have chair, didn't have cutlery, didn't have plate.
No, Toxic rewinding Bobium or see me bow or see or see naturally or see time our warren onishi oni mpa better so grow nibi mpa oni oba no be kwa kwada so omudu fia oni mpa we be kan so e bi on beda nkoniam ozi oni akonia o na so oba no obeni aduane or see oni cutlery means atirene fork oni oneshi. Take it from the top and let's do this again.
When I was married, my wife would tell you, I didn't have anything. Didn't have a bed, didn't have chair, didn't have cutlery, didn't have plate. You tell him. We married. The first furniture for our room was benches. Discarded benches from the church. Those days we didn't used to sit on nice chairs. Benches. And I improved them by painting them white. I have always been a man of improvement, of excellence. I say it's a bench, but let's apply excellence here. Paint it white. And that's what we had in our sitting room. If you call that a sitting room. Benches. But we were together. We prayed together. We believe together. Then we move from benches. If you are waiting to be rich before you marry, your head is not working. You don't want to marry, but you are sleeping together. What is reserved for marriage? You want it, but you don't want the process. Your head is hurting you. It's paining you. Be bold. Marry. Set the date. If you are afraid of veil, don't veil. If you are afraid of gown, don't gown. If you are afraid of wedding cake, don't cake. Just come to the church office. This is the woman I want, this is the man I want. Do you, I do. Go. That's how it's done. Then from there you start together in agreement, praying together, thinking together, planning together, acting together. And you would see that the battles you are fighting now become easier. One gets down, the other pulls him back. The one is down, the other pulls him back. And step by step, step by step, step by step, step by step. That's how your parents got to where they are. For all the young men and women, this message is for you. Be bold. Parents, tell your sons, be bold. Tell your daughters, be bold.
So, be bold and marry. If I were a carpenter, would you still love me, baby?
Lord of His mercy, can't eat your cake and still have it. We can't roll with set this straight.
Love and really was if I was a carpenter, would you still love me, baby? If I was a fisherman, would you still love me, baby? If I never owned a car or drove a truck, would you still love me, baby? If I was a Rasta man by the countryside, would you still love me, baby? Some things you do make me wonder how any man can put us asunder. I don't want you to just love me like you're beloved. Easily forgotten when bad time is over. Be my loving that day. Open tonight and love me like a beautiful dream. If I was a carpenter, would you still love me, baby? If I was a fisherman, would you still love me, baby? If I never owned a car or drove a truck, would you still love me, baby? If I was a Rasta man by the countryside, would you still love me, baby?
Interesting one. Valentine is just around the corner. We're talking about love, we're talking about marriage, and talking about Valentine. One of my brothers, they say they're having an adult pool party. Henry DC Jonathan Tete says they're having an adult pool party, strictly by invitation on both venue. So now, was you on page journalist or no camera? I was you testing up about venue no party on. Oh, Henry, now pool party ben Amokoya I will say is for 18 and above. Mumbai no Anna Jones. Adi Mumbai say Montreal venue. Maybe we almost see David. The main family concern so. Anyway. One day, my car flow. Call Henry 0249 sorry 0249640817. Call Henry. Pool party no ewohin is paying for the it's coded location. Number ya no anajo from 9 p.m. till the next morning. Anyway, Kobna says he can't find love, difficult for him. If Kobna can't find love, na ya can way. Anyway, there's a man here who's married for over 20 years. He's a veteran movie producer on Penny who has he doesn't fear speaking his mind. The name is Socrates Safo. General.
Mr. Halifax Ansah Addo.
That's my name. Yeah, you're loud and clear.
Okay.
Yeah. Kwabna can't find love. Difficult for him to find a good wife. Pastor Osabel says it's so easy. Just be bold. Grab a woman and marry her. Mothers, fathers, tell your sons, be bold. Just grab a woman once you love each other. If you don't have wedding cake and who here, only wedding gown and who here, say, oh, no worry, and no cry, mpa, ye bedasu. And I'm supportive now in the
Oh,
what's in
it?
Mimbobium. Okay. At least for the beginning, to see what he does. That's for he didn't say, oh, na mimpa no enye. Mpa enye no, madam, for be a friend, no. I hire Kwan young coin. They don't. Olonka. Anytime any are down for be and mpabia enye. Ye Kwan say, oh Olonka okunsa to that's a different matter for another day. Or say na onimpa oni bi enye so obi enye oni bi crack. Nkonua betina so kra oni bi oni atre oni fork oni dama. But worry obi ba.
When I was married, my wife would tell you, I didn't have anything. Didn't have a bed, didn't have chair, didn't have cutlery, didn't have plate. She'll tell you. We married, the first furniture for our room was benches. Discarded benches from the church. Those days we didn't used to sit on nice chairs. Benches, and I improved them by painting them white. I have always been a man of improvement, of excellence. I say it's a bench, but let's apply excellence here, paint it white. And that's what we had in our sitting room, if you call that a sitting room. Benches. But we were together. We prayed together. We believed together. Then we moved from benches. If you are waiting to be rich before you marry, your head is not working. You don't want to marry, but you are sleeping together. What is reserved for marriage? You want it, but you don't want the process. Your head is hurting you. It's paining you. Be bold. Marry. Set the date. If you are afraid of veil, don't veil. If you are afraid of gown, don't gown. If you are afraid of wedding cake, don't cake. Just come to the church office. This is the woman I want, this is the man I want. Do you, I do. Go. That's how it's done.
Anyway, Pastor Osabel, Dr. Mensa Osabel was seeing a wife dinner dance here. Or worry and only be plate, only be fork, spoon, knife, only be. Anyway, what are you also saying on Facebook? Join us live on Facebook, okay, 101.7 FM. Let me quickly read through. Hey, Darrell Emmanuel, Poga. Thanks for joining us. Kobana Yeboa Kranchi. Thanks for watching. Now, there is a lot of truth and wisdom in the tip we just listened to, but nowadays not everyone loves this hard truth. So my name is Emmanuel Osajan. Deep insight from great man of God, Mensa Otabo. Love listening to you. My name is Elizabeth Gazy. I agree with legendary Kobana. Finding love these days is not easy at all. Crack from Elizabeth Gazy again. This is how old people lived. It's not something now, something new. Okay, Eric is saying that one. General.
Halifax.
Be bold.
Yes, let's be bold. In the first place,
the kind.
Mefa kwabna dear. Or say a difficult so be finding a wife. Metenasiye.
Any odo.
Any odo metenasie because you can't Bible now. 1 Corinthians chapter 17, chapter 7 or Paul etu info about marriage. And I can say on the unyaya and no your one advice and your biblical unyayanka ubi abeti son no stay single but unti media per hoka for inti share Quran in sumua Quran they can say you can marry even up to 4, but if you cannot be just then marry 1. But if you can marry 1 no Quran nyamede kan on there, but if 1 ne Quran no hweda enko yi a tina wo baby intimate kwabna say pa he's doing the honorable thing. It's biblical, it's supported by the Bible, that if you cannot find love, you cannot treat the woman well, please stay single and be peaceful. Wo obanen so a wo kwako wo hu be ma bi ti sese a wadi be ye 30 plus a o ti single no bisa ho say edi ntira o ti ho e ma bebre yi a wo hia nyina no adi ntira o ti sa ida say ma bi a show no based on the suban bi anase ono so a show o ma bi based on mo suban anase ono na ne suban ye. Now let me come to Pastor Otabel. Pastor Otabel is one of the pastors I make say mitie ne me follow the message pa me shabra bo ase no work topic bi o treat here the humble beginning a guide me, but a same way o kan ye no me so krisafo me nyini se e wo fapim bi e wo nchirechire ni mu eni fapim bia e wo nchirechire mu intinka e wo se o mani caveat e se e yo no nadwen e na wo kan, because as a man of God ye she asore na se e han betina e alato me kan se ye kwa alato won se sermon ye hyase ni enim se ya hyase a ni enim se nyankopon honhom aba intinya ye can be being Christians, but this particular one no kan me hu o Bible mu ba bia na en support Bible support no one I can say if you are a young man.
Do you realize I'm not interrupting? Good.
Mpacho tie and tie attentively. One or say or no or shall see no na onihwe bench and the sini dem. Question back one me bisa Halifax. Na oye at what age and na oware ye? Oba ni hia no na adwuma ben na oye. Adwuma ben na oye.
Okay.
Enti went me anto kunya ensini dem at that age. Na adwuma ben no ye. Matie, and I stand to be corrected, say Pastor Menson Otaben yes no architect. Inti no all ware no ye adwuma ana emietua ne kabosumi ana. En when ye sikani bi nsiesie amfa nkoto akonwa wodem. Na dey no dey salary ne ye. Na ne salary ahe. En oba ne nso ohu no. Obema oye adwuma. Emietua ne kabosumi. Na oni akonya ewo ne dem esu obi a ne hia wo school a wonni hwe oni hwe o ye student mo hia wo school yes o tene ma me ne papa nchen mo date kakra ti say Joseph and Mary, but you this lady met this man Halifax.
Meet you.
Something is not adding up in the story.
Okay.
Something is not adding up.
Well, you were first part, no? And I mean,
at this time, a gentleman, I wouldn't yakunya.
Yeah. Are you sure you are not repeating?
No, I'm advancing the point. Sorry. Wakofa obi banswa babetina onso. How responsible were you? Wouldn't yakunya? Wouldn't your friend is saying, "U paint me into akunya." And wakofa obi ba ababetina onso. No, I think it's wrong.
think he was not responsible on that point. And I will urge every young man not to take this advice. Say advice will far and more progress as a young man. That ohunso men kofo obi ba meto ben metfo obi ba meto so. Mitie Liberian president Oponwia. Mitie na advice comment bi oye who headline na oye mbeshe ododo. But what kind of story now? Me who wisdom in it. No edgy youth ne say they shouldn't rush in leaving their parents' homes. Who started life? Who told mama no papa nchen? Who baby da? Kakra. Who started life? No see your mom first pay, second pay. I know rush kwa rented dying. Ebe affected savings. And here is another man of God telling us say we should go and marry because we are of age. We've met a woman. No youth should take this advice. It's not biblical. Bible don't support it in any way. Don't take it.
With spares are too.
It's a bad. Me shame. Halifax, do you know how many young men Arashia search advice? Oma hankro for mamba. Omu oma share situation bi mo a. Se nyame amamua. Halifax one hwe year. Near ebesi intokwa bebre young couples mu because be man hunsu yen wako ware adwuma oye ne kakra ba na hand to mouth obi o ha oye adwuma etua ne 2000 cedis enu krampo doso ebi pay nso sa 2000 cedis baby oye ote any baby okwa adwuma no at the end of the month in transportation 800 cedis ne light bill ne water bill ahino mu bedi no akofo ba beto nso. Please, he should have advised to send a poor kan no obema ohunso so a tina obabi yajumadin ansa no akofo ba. This is biblical. Yajumadin ansa no akofo ba. Jacob okoye adwumadin ansa ne ma na oba ba ko first one no mpe e no san ye adwumadin biem for 7 years kan ho e ne ma na ba ne ba ko kan ho. And what did Jacob hear? Onyai or set it up. That is biblical. So don't tell young men to run into marriage. What is marriage? What is marriage? That it has become an issue that a pastor should encourage the young ones to get into marriage, even though they are not ready or prepared for it. Yes, Christ about marriage. Or can I say marriage? And that is, I can take you to Mark chapter 12. Okay,
that is the Mark chapter 12 verses what? Just mention. I'll look for you while to make
Mark 12. I skip in patch, okay, but it's around Mark 12, chapter 28 to say. You beside Yesu about marriage, and I say, look, marriage has nothing to do with you. Yeah, bano. Yeah, marriage has nothing. It is not part of the conditions. And I say, we and I say, we. No. Marriage has no role. And don't make marriage as a condition. Say the youth should marry. And Paul stated it clear. I say, Obenyanko, be an yetisono. Yesu Christo, oba na one or worry.
Okay. Tape no was in 2 parts.
Yes.
It is about style on the warrior on the dama.
Which is irresponsible. Per my your friend is saying, may assess. Yeah.
Yes, I will probe you on that. And then the second part has to do with be bold. If you don't have gown, don't gown, only cake, don't cake. Just come to the church and marry. We'll get to that. Let's start with partner. Toxic. Just play the first part again for me.
When I was married, my wife would tell you, I didn't have anything. Didn't have a bed, didn't have chair, didn't have cutlery, didn't have plate. You tell him. We married. The first furniture for our room was benches. discarded benches from the church. Those days we didn't used to sit on nice chairs, benches, and I improved them by painting them white. I have always been a man of improvement, of excellence. I say it's a bench, but let's apply excellence here, paint it white. And that's what we had in our sitting room, if you call that a sitting room. Benches. But we were together. We prayed together. We believed together. Then we moved from benches. If you are waiting to be rich before you marry, your head is not working. You don't want to marry, but you are sleeping together. What is reserved for marriage? You want it, but you don't want the process.
Okay, so that is the first part, you know. So Christopher see enye biblical. General, for the fact said you can know one could see any Bible verse and support, you know. That is the Bible against it, or any points be at the end will feel say. Okay, let me ask this question. Is it that the Bible is silent on it, or the Bible is against its teaching?
Me busy.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Because sometimes it is silent and country. Sometimes to it, Because if you listen to him, Opatra say, well, it's about love. It's about believing together, praying together. And instead of Babwa mind, man worry preko, but not only mpa. Awadi ni bedaso. Well, onin konyanso. The first set of chair. I mean, my about tape no dada. Baby or mokwa sorry no. Omo form. So when him form, the idea our body yen. Dada be omo to actually. And no no fire. And no painting no white. I'm sure he even use Carlo cupboard, not saying. I'm sure he use Carlo. Oh, yeah, can use but boy. Where is the Bible against it? That ben the Bible can say wonya mpa, any nkonia, any atere. Answer na worry.
Halifax.
Yeah.
Me masem no. Me busy no, not biblical. Me busy on BB. Me say it's not biblical. But it's also not a good advice. I said that.
Therefore, Minjin say you listen to.
No, I'm
not sure you listen. I will come to the advice.
Okay.
Don't behave like those who went for the vetting. Listen to my question. The question is, for the fact say, Papa and to me and quote see scripture be and supports the theory now. You say it's not biblical.
Yes.
Is the Bible silent on that part, or the Bible is against its teaching?
There has been several quotations in the Bible where Jesus Christ even said, "Say when the could sit down on calculating the costs."
True. This is more say cathedral, no more calculating cost.
Yes. Inti bibia obeye bia no. Eso bo calculation no who say me nimpa. Me ni akonya. Inti oba na me kwakofa na ba no. Say me metimi ada form a oba no.
I take it you are ignoring my question and making a different explanation. If you don't know, say I don't know. You don't know whether the Bible spoke about it or not.
Yes.
Okay. But you are saying concerning
aspect.
But you are saying that for the fact, say Bible has several theories.
Yes.
Say bribia woko ye bia buwa konta.
Exactly.
Na to say woko sidai. Na ujidi say woko waripe say wo so ba no mini no beda. Na ye nda fem. Nti say wo mbua konta na wonya say mpanie. Say ni akonia kra say mpa ye bebu atopa so di.
Akoda ne diapers no.
Say bebu atopanza. So that is your point.
Yes.
Okay. Then your second point is not to say it is not biblical. The second point is that it is an advice you disagree.
Exactly. And every youth should ignore. Prepare before you marry. If you are not ready, don't. If you are not ready, don't. Because and yet religiously binding. And I'm catching say yes to Christo crampo no. You did back one corner. I say no, this is
religiously binding. You mean it is not a commandment from God
that by all means
that
marry.
you must marry.
Yeah.
If you do not marry, you've committed a sin or a crime. You see what I just said?
Untum rebia. Yesu Christo by no or no crampo one worry.
So if the Bible says be fruitful, multiply, and subdue the earth, without marrying, how can we be fruitful and multiply?
And I make us say, without marriage, you cannot be fruitful. But if you are not capable of taking care of a woman or a family by extension, because when you marry, you raise a family. If you don't have that capacity, don't go and put somebody's daughter into any pressure, baby. Don't do it.
Is your contention that Sebema on mpa?
Yes.
Oni akonia. Oni atri. What's the split in she?
Pretty.
Nasa pretty brofo.
Only.
You are deducing say obisa no onto me hwa akwada be mo.
Dabi ontimi. Adwuma ben no ye because oye adwuma a edi mfasuo sika bi ba ne nsema nko betoto saa ne mani nyina ukohia no oye adwuma.
So for unim the ntia to say me, I don't know how to ask you questions. So papa no can say men train na wonye osikeni answer na won warrior. I can make I say well be all basic things. But also they be and I know the I mean or can sapo and come be adwin. Because osikeni there it's relative. If you have basic things to take it, obi wa onye sikeni, onye osikeni. But at least you know our
basic things. Yes.
But say no can there na say na onu there kwatiri kwakra.
Yes.
Ama sem na edin kakra. Could we say that ebia for want of a better word could he be exaggerating just to make the preaching sweet small? And yes, or control, but illustration was saying, could it be?
You are behaving like a charmer. You are behaving like a charmer. Halifax radios was of cardio.
Could it? I mean, let's give the benefits of that. And not because the can literally now, literally,
Halifax, my memo assembly. One of my boys on Facebook, and then I'm going to share pictures near money posting, and there was this girl from Kenya. Or then started chatting. Or Yobo girl. Do you know the girl came all the way from Kenya? Eba Ghana. This boy, baby, you better cramp on you. Baby, you better do it better. Only be. You girl never call through a handshake. And you're small.
But why are we looking at one side? So unimpa, uninkonia. Now all what you have is ubema. Menko how biba. Why not the other way around? Now one I catch was mbrano. That be na yeshe sa mbrano say waria. Tinchini ni chain. Mina say mi shobano.
Who is the head of the house?
The man is the head of the family.
So the woman will support the man. Good. But who bano head, the head no crampo. And you understand their coalitions, near say near leader no flag bearer no crampo, the constituency will lose you. The head no crampo, no constituency will lose you. I think your marking was the only one who increased it.
Oh no, and the constituency no. Masala should be any hakro winning.
And it was an issue. So who kwako ware oba. Now
so who catch him and says so oba no be support you poor.
Yes, you must also come with something.
I'm sure he had something.
He had nothing. He said it.
Well, he didn't have
it. What so you?
Mitiye.
Baby, me sure.
Mitiye.
Halifax. Yes. I bet you won't hear. So what's
toxic? Let's take it from the top. Hold on.
Halifax.
For the fact that he didn't have a bed, he didn't have a chair, he didn't have a spoon, not even teaspoon, I'm sure he had something.
He had what? A bench?
No, bench never later. The scraps from the chair and
a room. He had a room.
At least. Because
Halifax,
yes.
I bet you, I know how you love your daughter.
Who turned 6 yesterday, belated birthday.
Oh, I see.
Neba no only bro for the boyfriend Najili. She turned 6 yesterday.
So my man me bro for the name I'm not to by force.
Okay,
I
yeah,
don't
go.
agree. Halifax,
Yes.
imagine your daughter.
I will tell her, if you love him, go.
If you
love him, go and marry him.
Oh Mali. Halifax, I bet you if 24 crap for the other year.
Oh, David said, Baba say,
Ali,
Wakwa call home Mr. Lagbaja na Odono. Mr. Lagbaja onimpa oninkonia atiri plastic spoon onibi disposable plates odidi wa haban mo onibi. Well, you know, I believe in human rights. If you suppose you see a tape, no toxic, but last one.
I will tell you.
Or see this, I'm hearing.
Anything.
But
Didn't have a bed.
so yeah, you see the way I didn't have anything. There is nothing I will add.
Good.
Because anything.
But was he working at that time?
I can't deduce or adduce or speculate. One fan count.
So if you were not working and you go and marry, is that a responsible act? If you were working and you had nothing, the salary now the year day. Salary so intimate where. Why then do you go in? And you know what? Halifax, when you get into such a state.
At the end of the day, because they lived together, they prayed together, they loved together, and when they look back, he didn't regret marrying. So that advice worked for him. There are many people who had a bed, if a water mattress, they had a car, they had this, they had that. They married, it didn't work. It didn't work out.
That
is
a different thing altogether. Halifax, near says our you can see it's a different topic.
Good. So
but here we are talking about.
So my point there is that a bed, a chair, plate and spoon is not what would make the marriage work.
Will not make a marriage
it's
work.
Not what would necessarily make the marriage work.
I agree with you.
But you love each other. You understand each other.
I agree with you.
So that you shouldn't fornicate, just marry. That is the man's main teaching.
Marry because of fornication.
To prevent fornication.
To prevent fornication. I won't mean sure bano.
Won't to mean sure bano. They men ye dear or moi to me sure by. He continued.
Like what?
Oh, talks a continue for him.
What is reserved for marriage? You want it, but you don't want the process.
Good. So at this point,
go ahead.
That should be the basis of the preaching. But don't encourage them to go in when they have nothing. It is dangerous. It is dangerous, Halifax. Don't encourage them to go into the marriage. But if you say, just go, no cattle, no veil, come, just marry, go. Nature say they have nothing. Huh? Young men out there, if you start life and you just rush into marriage, bringing in additional responsibilities and expenditure, I beg you, your life is going to be stagnant wherever you are. This is where it puts pressure on you to start looking for other avenues, approved or unapproved avenues, for you to make extra money. It brings in corruption. It brings in a whole lot of things. Because what of our responsibility I bet also say first nanka unko obetimi atwagale afa baby 1 2 be no the atwitwa ho. But now you have extra responsibilities. Now when a child comes in, diapers enne nkwara nche pieto biom omo bo diapers enne nkwara bo diapers ahe every week obeto no afa dey no start no wiewia office your friend is saying printing paper your friend is saying A4 sheets no start wiewia kakra na afa dey was start bobisia no uji loans nkete the loans are now piling up. you will have to take a loan to build a loan. So your life becomes stagnant at wherever it is, and you bring in more headache. Young man, don't take this advice.
Okay, my main message is part 2. Emmanuel Osajan on Facebook says this. Walker Jr., I can see you, Justice. I have something to say. Regards to Haji Akata. It's a great Haji Akata for me. Esla, greater for me. Emmanuel Osajan says, good question from Mr. Safo. We need to ask these questions before we take the step of marriage. But you see, we need to plan for marriage. You don't need to get all or everything before you marry. Well, it means you are basically not disagreeing with Safo. What you mean is that at least we should get the basic things, not all. Elizabeth Gaze comes in hard. So, Chris Safo, that's your opinion. But you can't question him and his messages. Maybe they agreed in getting married with what they had at the time. Elizabeth, what did they have at the time?
Nothing. The man said they have nothing.
You don't have to be rich before you get married.
We are not talking about riches.
Martin, I understand Safo and the pastor, but what Safo is saying, he is talking about modern. The pastor is talking about the olden days. Gaze comes again. So Chris Safo, Pastor Menson Table and his wife were ready when they got married. Nana Ekuya, good morning, Papa. Nana, Papa no die, but good morning to you too. Emmanuel Jan comes and says, Safo, you are right. We need to plan for marriage, but we don't need to get, I believe we don't need to get everything before we marry. Pastor Otabo was working and at least they had a room. Also, the person you are marrying must be able to understand who you are going to marry. Controversial Safo, that is Sami B. Kweku, if I'm sorry, I believe that is the name. This is what the Lord said. The God of Israel says to all those I carried from, Charlie, I did say, what do the media kind of So he sends me to Jeremiah chapter 29, 4-7, the same Sami K.B. Kweku. What does Jeremiah 29, 4-7 say? This is what the Lord Almighty God said. The God of Israel says to all those I carried into exile from Jerusalem to 5. Build houses and settle down. Then plant gardens and eat what they produce. Then marry and have sons and daughters. Find wives for your sons and give your daughters in marriage. So does they too, and it goes on and on. So basically, if I understand you, prepare before you marry. That is the main point you are making. Because me call kind messages, no. Me call kind Bible, no. By the time I came, I have lost track of my messages. Cynthia Amachiwa Efrifa. Mr. Safo is making more sense. Thank you, Mr. Safo. And it goes on and on. Many messages mean to me kind of we'll call text messages and so WhatsApp and so but the concluding part of the man's message or patre say say we need wedding gown enu ntrese men worry say we need wedding cake enu ntrese men worry my yenti sa part no so.
Your head is hurting you. It's paining you. Be bold. Marry. Set the date. If you are afraid of veil, don't veil. If you are afraid of gown, don't gown. If you are afraid of wedding cake, don't cake. Just come to the church office. This is the woman I want. This is the man I want. Do you, I do. Go. That's how it's done. Then from there you start together in agreement, praying together, thinking together, planning together, acting together. and you would see that the battles you are fighting now become easier. One gets down, the other pulls him back. The one is down, the other pulls him back. And step by step, step by step, step by step, step by step. That's how your parents got to where they are. For all the young men and women, this message is for you. Be bold. Parents, tell your sons, be bold. Tell your daughters, be bold. You have stayed here for so long. Be bold and move out. Be bold. Life is never going to be easy at any point. But when you come into agreement and you are purposeful, you boldly do things. And you will be able to turn your life around. Acquire property. 30 years from now, 40 years from now, you will see how far God has brought you.
Okay, that is interesting. My understanding is that basically he's speaking about extravagant marriages, but sometimes then my example no. And I so you have a comment on this part to say, look, say when the wedding gown, men share. When the cake, men trap. When the decor, men decor. When the ranger, men rover.
Halifax.
Yeah.
You know, you gave me 20 years as married in marriage. It's actually 30 years.
30?
30 years, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So if you married at the age of 40, so if I had 30 to the 40.
Halifax.
Yes.
So let me tell you something. Me worry in them.
That's a 14 yen them. Catch him.
Because me is can't them.
Okay.
To the glory of God. Me is can't them. Na me who said man warrior. One year me say me. I'll live a promiscuous life. Because a young man with so much money in those years, no, it was millions. And I realized, say, look, if you don't have control, if you have money, it controls you. So I quickly took my father's advice. And I married early, and I've never regretted. And Nuna shaped me about this.
But you had a bed?
I had a bed.
You had a chair?
South Labadi Estates. Yes. Na meti kolegono. Me started no. Na meti kolegono. Na dana na meti mono. Near the woman mienu na choke dana. Dana chair. And no man worry. At that time. And then we are dying. And na chair style bisa. And me the woman mienu a choke. But even that, me who died, and I was so excited, say me dying because me da Madame for being changed. Now so from there, I moved to South Labadi Estate. And ne man na work colleague on me jenny nyina wo dan mu ne dan nyina e ma Madame for baako. Omfa. I had room, and that was when I decided that I have to marry. Inti se hunsu hunsu a Halifax enu nim no kofa okoware. Obe castate a na wona.
So for what's if more want tiasie and no more
Halifax and no we are saying no ye living on a foot to send your net titino Jacob no more time no ne ye don't fool say ye disika and the run we are say ye the adwuma na run we are say
e the odone worry and
ye the odone worry but our no fapem no there is an economy, marriage economy, it is there. Counselor is not here. It's a topic that you have to study as a young man.
But love is stronger than marriage economy.
No, love is strong, but it is based on economy. Halifax, you cannot have a successful marriage.
Although you're dancing, yeah.
Assembly, I want a contester. You're the present. Although you're dancing, I want a contester, and you're told your friend, but now you're But here is a young man who is going to start life. Otabel, maybe some question no somebody should find for me. At that time, was he working and he had no chair? Was he working and na onimpa? Nini pay no or the year day?
Want to me and thought teaspoon.
When to me and to teaspoon. No ya juma. And to me pay no idea day. And now can it be a sum now can or nature say or we say a mechanic or exaggerate. Maybe. But I don't believe Otabe will exaggerate. He is a man of God. I respect him so much. And the country was a man in sermon. We follow the sermon pa. But as some way there is the bad advice. No youth should take it.
So for on the 28th of December, you and I attended somebody's wedding at Kimbo Gardens.
Yeah.
When him say, Sada no marriage is baby also.
Yeah.
Do you know, and I'm speaking on the matter of fact, say, Mumo Koyan, said the check a cry. Omwa ombe wari ye nubi. If I'm number D adranino. Whilst we are set up to do our marriage, we realize that no guest no be D adranino.
Yes.
They say I can yeshi.
Yeah.
No guest no koye obia kono.
And our phone so buy.
And our phone is almost ho. And no more approach kakraba. Say one per transport the coffee say. True story, I'm telling you a true story. It is true. You see, I can call that boy, put him on speaker now if you're on phone. It is true. Because I gave the money, me say, what do they want? I say, almost see transport or maybe coffee, and I was like, and you will not marry. My worries is here. And look at me say, I'm wedding guest. No, I remember the I feel dry near. You say I feel the roof run or no surplus. It's in the sun to say, na omu nanti baya na no mu ba no omo ye transport say ye ba ye be say coffee and just have ni am akosu.
So you see, when you put yourself say one
omo nya kwada say asem na dey asem ba omo nya kwada nso say wa da wo ware ye no wo guest no omo ko nipa foforo reception e ko didi wo ho without seeking permission. Said Daniel the does Miss David Sham. Yeah, no so. Why he from the walk on? Mo was so bisika. Somebody faka coffee say, or more bano, or more chamudam, or more jashri. Ali, Safo, Michia girl be one. Yeah, Michia girl be or worry musician be. The girl ne catch them say, look, or regret it from the day I worry, you know, and not regret it because. The man no the true status. What am I saying? This guy was lying to the girl all are over. Not the corner down for them. No, no, the
not the corner down for them until I'm worry your call guy in the you know. And who say what?
Coffee. You remember that one?
Yes, coffee.
Sometimes I say my what to mean cow.
Enti no ukonya obi a odada obabi the man so a omo wotire no omo hu sa na they run because our then America no omo ware December 24th December and omo year omo wedding no our then go February our then obani dwani man February.
Okay,
we said no minti now because this man you can catch them na.
You see, Sassam no na say, ya meaning when yadwin. Obano who say, mint now way. Obano oba say oba warrior, and now oba the worry ATM machine. And your ATM machine, or Bemano, who wants to who swans and over before bad. Obano, so wants to an oba warrior.
Obano, Obano, so. And your Beman is soon who
and the say oba dear. We need that.
Obani ba support ya kan say we ye pa ho don't go back to it. Me say Obani be support to Bema.
And then not support abeno support as say.
Support we suru ho no ya kwatire kwa.
We dey for kakra no bra na manage support me ene. Debi ebe ye.
I know God.
But we so wo ba no. Kwatire kwa to say nia. Then you have the guys to say we want to meet now we so then now we dey buy.
Ali
Safo.
And some free a number. You can be casting be actual.
The men can't send me actually.
Because some send your canoe.
And can make beautiful lines because
beautiful lines.
Messages no also. So me see me can read remember. Let me be fair to my regular texters than saying, you know, the moment comes again. Please ask Safo if he had a car before he married.
Yes.
If he had all.
Yes, I had a car.
Your answer, then we go on and on. Martin Dako Safo has to go and work with Kwame Nkrumah Tikesie. Martin, why is it because of his age? Do you know that time Almo declare independence no Safo netra Safo to no. Old Mr. Safo, that is from Emmanuel Oseijan. Cynthia Machiwa comes again. Mr. Safo is making more sense. It goes on and on and on. Anyway, what is your take home? Then wafa every name nkomoboyimu. Apostle Paul Krampua utrob most part of the New Testament. No, he gives a caveat when he's speaking about himself and says, "These are my own thoughts." That is where Safo is speaking it from. Said the ye papa ya sofo penyin kaya no. Safo feel say ohonom na kapa yesa papa na say we ye mi amadwin o. We nye nyame na esoma me say me mbeka. Because Safo see so share Bible no me ye pa nyame ntumi nsoma papa say papa mbeka sa asem no say we ye bema na wonni mpa. Wonni nkonia. Oba aware no ebia unu be kwa obi dem like bu nehwe obi dem kra. Look, even if you are staying in your parents house who wampa wo dampa so but papa we also no there first nkoni omonai no kra baby omoko asore no nkoni dada bia asore na to atwene no eno omoko fae safo say we die adabraka so for wo chire wa adwin but me ne wonya adwin kra say my emphasize adwin no nhye youth no ene enye sa ebe ha omo enye sa nipa bebre be kwa akọwre a afero gwa rehwe a na ayasem oba no hwe wanem na
so my say amanfo trouble. Is it possible so be catch you say you are doing your job, you are asking the questions?
Oh, say amanfo ntia say I ask questions for a living.
Okay.
Yes, I mean, bisa questions. I don't know, bisa questions. That is what I do.
Yeah, possible. You see, I'm for Kroma.
Oh, to me, bisa before I ask questions for a living. That is all I do.
Okay.
Thanks so much, Nyame Show. Nyame ya doma Friday. Yebetu aso. I would have one guest on Friday or lunching something short, and then we continue our discussion. Medindo Ra Halifax Ansah Addo ne Papa Boss Nyame Pa. Nejumedie Pablo Amfaha nti Virgin Adele and no lady production Adele ya Adele ifia DJ Toxic Boano Pa Benjamin Compson nso be share social media ni nyina maye nti won post bi on social media Benjamin Compson e post DJ Fledge Betna nsiri kwa no siri minim de na siri yanko Peace 104.3 for the midday news Macramo.